You've come so far. Keep pushing. Softly. One final step.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is RicketyGames. I'm Sydney, and today we are back with Routine. This is Chapter 6. This is Legacy. We are here in the original old base that we were in prior to going to the medical section, and we are here to open up the restricted areas to make our way into the canal. This more than likely means that we are infected to the point of compulsion to go where this entity wants us to go, right? We are being called. We're hearing the voices, our voice most likely, and our vision is starting to go. We know that we're on day 30 of this symptoms, probably even later, right? And we have no choice but to try and make our way to the canal. Not to get off this planet, not to call for help, but to go into the canal. Now, we'll likely get some of our answers. Maybe not all of our answers, but it will probably come at the cost of our own life. At least that's what I'm guessing. Because there's no one that we know that has gone into that canal, that has come back, and lived to tell the tale. Let's find out what's going on, folks. For better or for worse, we are headed into the canal. We found out what happened to the old team, which is a series of events that happened pretty much to the new team. There's very few options that I see for us with our character here. I think the writing is on the wall, but we will do our best. We got our CAT tool, we got our mods, and for now, we have our wits about us. But might not be for long. Is this new tape?
This is William Davis, founder of Prism Institute.
We heard this one.
I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to
Each and every member of Prism. It's not the same voice.
Your tireless work, your dedication, and your remarkable
foresight.
I suspect
He sounds evil. And we found his corpse and his ID. We can potentially use it, although we probably don't need it anymore
work begins.
once the ward is operational. I don't think we've been into the ward. Anticipation. Alright. Good to know. Nothing's changed. We're all still gonna die. Down? Of course it's down. I didn't realize that these bases were low into the ground, into the moon's surface, not built on top of it. Because when we have emerged from both of the old base, at least, they were like implanted into the moon's surface, which is interesting, under the ground. So there's all that. We know that there's at least 2 entity A's in here. There was definitely another one back in the old base, but we're not there, so we don't have to worry about it. But I'm assuming that our friends haven't left. Do I hear footsteps? I was gonna say case in point, or is it just clanking and clamoring of the whatever? And entity B was here with this apple tree that was once alive. It choked on an apple. Although, you know, I was thinking about this when I was doing the edit. One, the tree is dead. Obviously, does not look like it used to. That thing that was... So these are all dead apples. All these things on the ground here. So that's another question, I suppose, answered. Because I was wondering about that before. But obviously the tree is dead. It's kind of behaving weirdly, in my opinion. But maybe it's just grew like this and it's dead. It does look strange here, but it could just be old bark and rotting bark and whatever. But we know that the entity B was here, the one with 10 limbs that ate the apple and choked on it, which the symbolism there is not lost on me. What's interesting, though, about this is that... Where's the body? Because we were in... They said they did a partial autopsy out here. That a lot of the fluid fell into the tree, into the soil, which is nasty in and of itself. Might also contribute to the way the tree looks the way that it looks now. But also, William, or somebody, or the rest of them, must have dragged at least most of it if not the rest of it, into the autopsy room that we saw William's body in. Because he said, I want to look upon you one last time, right before he died. So, there's all that, right? But we didn't see a body in the autopsy room. We didn't see that creature's body anyway, and it's certainly not here. So, was it not dead? Did it get back up? Did it just pass out? Prong 1 and 2 misaligned? That's new on the TV screen. I assumed that we want to get in there. Those were basically the 2 rooms that we couldn't get into before. One of them's here, and the other one's on the other side, the system's side. Let's go turn on the power because we can, and be, I suppose, quiet, because I'm assuming our lovely friends are still here. But yeah, just food for thought. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, you know what? I think somebody might have got up and left. Commons 1, lift entrance we don't need anymore. So we can take the power off that. We don't need to go out there anymore. There's nothing for us. The door to reception, we don't need anymore. Besides, there's a crawl hole that we can get in over there if we need to. So, there's all that. But we can get into this room now that we have security clearance 3. Because that was lovely. I'm assuming they're gonna sick our entity A's on us as soon as I get to whatever I need to in here. But we did learn last time. What the fuck? It's not even a room. They did, that creature was blinded or at least stunned by the flashy function on this thing. So it's a way to get away, which is good, I suppose. Prong control? Proximity clarity. What the hell? And there's glare again. We love that. It's a literal prong? So am I poking something? Oh, proximity is going up. Okay. I saw 18%. Okay. Now up or down probably? Oh, definitely down. 20 down, 70, 80, 90, 100%. Boom, baby! What am I doing? Like, what is this? Is this in the canal? Where are the prongs headed? Can't seem to do anything. Oh, I got plus and minus now. Hang on. Prong has been aligned. What am I doing? Am I poking a hole in the wall? Where even is that? Not the tree. Must be a different area that we haven't been to. Or maybe, because this is, oh, I was gonna say this is prong 1. Okay. Okay. I don't hear any footsteps. Not thumpy thumpy footsteps. I hear like knocks. They could be, but nothing really. Nothing that is currently stopping me in my tracks. Let's take this off. Conserve our power. And let's go to the other side. We can go out. I heard it! I don't think it can get me in the fence. But I don't have any confirmation of that. You know what I mean? They're massive. Like, they're hunched over while they're walking around. I would like to think that they don't fit in the vents. But then again, with a massive body comes massive arms. What's to stop them from just, like, reaching in and grabbing my ass? Here we go again. A lot of waiting, a lot of listening. That sounds close. Like the last footsteps sounded like... Yeah, the wailing. Me too, buddy! What a way to be. Oh, I can't do my little crouchy thing in here like this. I can't do it on the door. Okay, I don't hear it anymore. Let's hope it went that way and not out this way. Still have a decent amount of battery. The system thing doesn't take a lot of I'm assuming they come out here. But we haven't seen one out here, that's the thing. And there's one basically in both sections. Right, in this room that leads to the other rooms. And then in that one. Have yet to see them come out here. There is a hidey hole over there by the circuit breaker, the original one. It stopped on this side. And just like the Type 5s, like I don't hear the footsteps anymore. Just like the Type 5s, they tend to like rest in place for a bit and then fuck off again. So I'm gonna wait till I hear those footsteps again lead presumably out to the rest of the other rooms. The prong door was close to the entrance here. And it was also, I think, right by a circuit breaker. So that works in our favor, I think. But I don't want to take any chances. So we're gonna admire the dead apple tree and wait. Okay, we didn't have to wait as long as I thought. This section of door must be like really radioactive or something, because it always has that weird buzzing noise. It's like super intense buzzing. Okay. Ow. Oh wait, there was the echo thing too, the echograph room. We should go there. Wasn't that in... That was somewhere around here. I don't think it was this area though. You had to go into a place to go into another place. Shit, I hear it. Where was that? Was that through the bathrooms? Oh shit, that's where it is. There's prong 2 door. And there's the... Should not have run. Should have woke it up. Well, maybe not wake it up, but alert it maybe to where I am. I think they can come in here, it's my guess. The lift servers. I think it might have been down there. Okay. Hi. I just went down to the lift servers. I turned these on just a moment ago, as you saw. I went down there thinking that the echography room was there, but it's not. It's literally just the servers. So it's got to be somewhere on this floor. So, and also, if I remember correctly, it needed power. And we want to conserve that. So I'm going to go, probably a bit against my better judgment, exploring around here to find wherever that room was. It was in a room in another room. Like, that is to say that you had to go in somewhere, I'm pretty sure, in order to get to it. So I'm gonna go exploring to go find that room. It seems like an optional room, and it's the only other room that I can remember that required security level 3. The prong rooms are obviously what we need to do. So this would be lore, this would be extra, and you guys know that I love extra and lore. So I'll see you there whenever I find it. Shit. I think I'm about to be found. Oh no 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 no! I knew it! I knew it! Ah. Oh, I think it was here. Is an imaging. Yes, this is it. This is it. Oh yeah, baby. Echography. Uh-huh. Ultrasound imaging. Okay. Where's the power to this fucking thing now? Imaging 01. Okay. Yeah, it's through imaging 2, I guess. So it needs power. There was a power thing here. Oh yeah, and like the weird dark corners of everything. Okay. Here it is. The path. Whoa. Oh, is that the way down to the canal, maybe? Am I jumping the gun? Maybe. Let's open this and this because we can. Well, nah. Keep the other one off. We still need to open prong 2. But in theory, if we don't need anything more in the echography room, we could turn that off. Because image 1 would get us out quicker instead of having to go through this way, but it's not that bad. I haven't heard it down in this section, but I also ran like a maniac. Just running around. I got killed once and I was like, fuck it! We're going! Echography. Okay, tell me things.
This reality diverges from our expectations. The canal, the moon. It requires us, and we require it.
Oh, that's not good. Doc?
Another contraction.
Another contraction. Of the moon? Of her? I don't know what that means. She said it's another reality, it requires us. Right? I'm assuming that's Judith Weber, the psychologist, right? Who is, at least at first, attempting to... Ooh, shit. Oh, so we do need this. Okay. I died, that's why prong 1 is not aligned. But, okay. Okay, so this, we did need in here. I did jump the gun. Well, okay. Let me go do prong 1, because you guys have already seen that. And then we'll return when we go to prong 2. We already know where that is, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Anyways, I'll see you there. Oh, shit. Hi guys. I just turned the power on for prong 2. We already done prong 1 as you guys saw, but I went to go do it again. The door is right there. But our little friend is here. Well, not little, but you know. Our buddy boy's over here. Honestly, crawling sounds louder than walking. Because we crawl with the CAT tool. He was just here. It was just here. Oh shit! Oh shit! Go! Shit! And we know we need time. I don't think they come out here, to be honest. I don't think they come out here at all. But I'll hide here for like a second. Oh shit, I'm out of battery. There's a lot of batteries in the other place though. I don't hear it anymore, but I think I'm too far to be able to hear it. Especially with this damn door. Ugh. Whatever that noise is, like very loud interference hum, is irritating as hell. It also messes with my it messes with my CAT tool. No batteries here. Did we read this? 23rd of August 1978, new specimen. Yeah, we read this. Collected rocks, fine core tubes, new substance resembling mucus. Tests of the mucus substance returned the results of the protogenic. Yeah, we read this. I need a battery. It's probably pissed. I flashed him 100 times. So they appear to be able to go invisible for the most part, especially at random times. But it seems like they also just walk around totally fine. I keep going back and forth whether or not these are Entity A. Because there's a bunch of things, like there's nothing else that we've seen that would be it. They said that Entity A was anatomically different than Entity B. We know what Entity B looks like. That's the thing with 10 arms. We saw it in our vision. With the baby fetus thing. But then I can see these things wandering perfectly fine without the use of the IntraView module. You know what I mean? So there's that. The other thing is... Shit, it's so close. The other thing is that the implication of Entity A, and I've said this before, implies that there's only one. And we know of at least 3 of these things. Well, they all look damn near the same, so it's hard to tell if it's actually more than 3. But we know one stalks this area, one stalks the other area. Actually, maybe 4, because there's one in the basement. Or at least there was one in the basement with the server room, but that might have come up here and be the new one that's in this area. And then there is the one in the medical base that we know of. So that's at least 3 or 4. The one in the elevator for the lift servers, Obviously didn't come up in the elevator with us, but doesn't mean it doesn't know its way around by now. Okay. Got one battery, but it only takes a 15th. So we got some time to do this. I didn't want to come in here immediately because we know we have to sit here and do this, and those things can certainly do that. Alright. We need to get proximity. In nothing? Oh shit. I hear it behind me. That's not good. Okay. Boom. Is it gonna come back this way? Could. Or it could walk on the other way that it normally goes. I hate it. It is getting closer. But I can't tell if it's getting closer to walk off in towards the other direction that it normally goes down. It normally goes down the other hallway, not this one. Okay, I think it sounds like it's going away. Yes. Because it normally goes down the main corridor, not this back one. Okay, now we gotta go to imaging 1. We gotta get a better battery, that's for sure, but... let's just go. Because it doesn't come out to this area, or doesn't appear to. Let me pop a save, because we got both. Okay. And then... we got all of our blue everything, which is good. So now we can go... it's here, right? No, we need imaging. It's one of the early doors that I kind of miss. Is there a battery here? Yes, there is. Boom, baby. I love how many batteries there are. Like, it's daunting to deal with it. That you have to deal with the batteries at all. But there is a sense of you don't have to worry too much because there are batteries everywhere. Okay, that's the lift. Is it in commons? I thought it was over on this side. I get so turned around in this place so easily. Okay, that's alright. That just means our buddy friend is here. Which is a huge problem. Should I go the other way? Go the long way around? Since buddy boy's over there. I do have the hidey hole to go in there if need be. It's quicker though. I should have just opened image 1 because I could have just gone straight in. That's what I should have done. But that's okay. We don't need it. Is it this one? I ran right past it. It's this one. Well, we need it to save, so that's okay. Alright. This way? Yep. I haven't necessarily seen them in this area yet, but that doesn't mean shit. Alright, aligned! Boom, baby! Initializing subsurface imaging prongs. Ensuring stable contact. Pressure, signal clarity, 82%. Scanning in progress, analyzing data. Analysis complete. Output ready. Lunar echography. So we're doing like an ultrasound of the moon? Or like this spot on the moon? Immediate intervention required. Proceed to ripening and induction. What? Terminal immediately. Interesting language. Okay. Is that the path? I bet you it's the path. The door that doesn't open? That's the other way. I bet you it is. We shouldn't be running, but it's this one over here. I bet you it's open. Oh, it's open. Ooh, it's so ominously named The Path. Induction. Okay, what are we doing? What are we opening? And why is it so bad? You just know it's bad. What's over here? Nothing? Good. I love corridors to nothing. Sounds like a giant fan. It is a giant fan. What do we need a fucking turbine in here for? Oh shit. Is that the corpse of it? It's big enough to be. Or are we just growing? Are we trying to recreate it? What's with the things are coming out of it and they're alive? Ugh. What the fuck? The vocabulary implies that okay. It's a little weird and creepy. What are we doing here, guys? Are we about to find the corpse? We're trying to recreate it, aren't we? Oh! Oh, that's not good. That's less than good!
Keep pushing forward.
Whoa, the snap up. Woo! We are, I don't know if possessed is the word. Oh, not the purple flurries again. Oh, ho, ho. That's not good. The flowers painted on the wall, that's not lost on me. Oh boy. Keep pushing forward. Inject amniotic brine. We're growing it. We're trying to clone it. We're simulating. Oh god. Yes and yes, there's no choice. I was gonna say we're not like possessed, but we're kind of possessed. Oh god. Ripening and induction. Is it the things behind me? Or is there some bigger thing going on? All the way. Oh, good. This is gonna go well. Anything else? No? Are we fostering a new entity B to make up for the one that we fucking killed? Is it? There's nothing else in that room. It has to be these things. It has to be. What is happening? Does this one have more coming out of it than it did before? They grow like plants, like towards the light. What am I doing? Don't appear to have moved. Maybe they're just corpses? What am I doing? I don't know where to go, I'm just guessing. Oh, but this fucking building's coming down. What it seems like, anyway. The big shaky shakes. I don't get the feeling that it's a lunar quake. That's for sure. I get the feeling that it's something of our machinery. Oh god, what's going on? Where is it? Door's closed. Slightly concerning. Woo! What is this? Archive inactive. Again? Wait. It's closed. I'm trapped in here. Then there's something else? Okay, something down here. Because the other way I kept closed on purpose. Imaging 2 was the only way out. What are we doing here? Is it at the end? Oh shit, this one's open. Okay. So it knocked out a lot of the power, not all of the power. But this one's open? I didn't open this one. Is it the tree? This doesn't seem good. Knocked out the power to the archives. Why? Gotta go in the crawly hole again. Goodness knows what that means for me. Probably nothing good. It's out. This is what I was talking about. Digital breaker system? Bad idea. Okay, but I mean, it figures that we don't really need the archives anymore. The pass. Oh, that's right. The room. Ah! Hi! I was thinking! That scared the fucking shit out. You want me to play the video? Okay. Play the video. Whoa! Entity B. I forgot all train of thought that I was talking about before. That's the thing with 10 arms. The parent, maybe? They implied that that one was female. Humanoid. Mostly mutated. Is this what happens when you mix Entity B with like a human? They don't seem to be able to control anything. Also, how did the power turn back on? The archives are back on, which is how we're watching this. So it just stays and watches? Holy fuck. I was gonna say I completely forgot about this room that we came into before I was fucking scared half to death. Oh my god. I was so in my brain thinking of possibilities. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's this room, and then there's the blue room that we initially came into from chapter 3 into chapter 4. And I was so, like, trying to think of, like, the language and, like, what are we doing? And, like, I was so in my brain just going on autopilot, and the thing fucking came out of nowhere. Woo! Well, I'm so glad that y'all can fit through the corridors. That's good. I completely forgot about this area. Yeah, the blue room. Oh my god. Well, now I got the fucking soul scared out of me. Let's go into the canal. I got nothing left. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. All bad. Because this was closed at the end here. When we came in here for a drift. And we just wandered in here. We blacked out or hallucinated so much to the point where we weren't seeing anything. Wandered in here. Woo! We've come a long way, I suppose. So this is the canal. That creature seems so melancholy, honestly. Oh. Yeah, we're toast. It's exactly what I said at the beginning of this. We might get our answers. We might get some of our answers. But it will be at the cost of our life. I mean, we aren't even ourselves anymore. We're hearing our voice back to us, but everything that we're doing, all the actions that we're taking, these are not our actions. This is not the mind of somebody who woke up in an abandoned station, is panicking for their life. This is somebody who is infected, who is being compelled to go. You know what I mean? Prison pamphlets. It's open! Oh, good. The canal. For better or worse. No battery. Let's go. Hit that airlock. What's down there? Is it the other creature? Entity B? Is it a bigger, more amalgamous, Lovecraftian moon being? Is it me calling myself in an Annihilation style sort of? Oh, good. Straight into it. No hallway, no corridor, no nothing. Just me and the moon. And darkness. Very dark. What is this? Oh. Automated lights, okay. Motion sensor, I guess. The canal. So this is where everyone wandered into. With the exception of one person that got pulled out and then immediately died. Everyone else either got sick and succumbed to the sickness, or they disappeared. And honestly, we don't know much of what happened to our crew. Presumably they died from the disease, but we don't know. Things got so out of hand that it just... I mean, no one was logging anything, right? They were dying. They were panicking. We know that everybody got sick. And that's where it ended. So they could have wandered off. I mean, there was no bodies. That is of note, right? Not many, anyway. Not as many as people we've reading. I can't see anything, even with my cat tool. Into darkness.
You've come so far. One final step.
Full eclipse. Oh. One final step. I noticed in that cutscene, maybe it was just an image of how we are, but we had nothing. No tool, no ID. And we got into the fetal position, more or less. A lot of baby language. What is this? You've come so far, one final step. Oh my god, into nothingness. This isn't good. Fascinating. But there is no going back. We've wandered into a new reality for sure. Right? I mean, how does this go up and up and up when we were in a cave? Something we can't comprehend. Is it the big ball thing? It looks like one of ours. That's a person. Or a copy. It's me, but not me.
Together. We begin anew. Through me, you endure. Through you, I endure.
I got chills. Life finds a way. Whoa. $19.99. 2025. Uh-oh. So presumably we died? Internal distribution only. Report date December 5th, 2025. PRISM Lunar Containment and Recovery Program was to recover data associated with the original PRISM CANAL expedition. Okay, so that's what our crew was doing. Or that's what this crew was doing. PRISM Lunar Expedition. Geological contractions within the site known as the CANAL. Operations continued until 1979. And they all died, right? In 1999, a Union Plaza resort employee, John Cooper, reported the discovery of Union Plaza operational irregularities. Software engineer sent to correct the automated security network and entered the ward. Okay. Contraction events aligned with the patterns from the original PRISM CANAL expedition. Escalating intensity. Well, there's your timeline. Objectives. Primary objectives. Recover all PRISM mission data and related to the CANAL. Retrieve irregular... What? Secondary objectives. Indeterminate origin of the unauthorized function. LCRP. Lunar touchdown at 2827 UTC, approximately 800 meters from the ward's airlock. Upon entry of the ward, the crew reported a dense concentration of particulate matter described as something or pollen. So there is spores. I did mention that last episode. Substantial interference and then complete telemetry loss. 22 and the 23 UTC. Final transmission contained one image. Show me. Show us. Flowers. That's not it. Please. Chapter 1. Rebirth. Ooh! I need to know. What? No! No, 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 no. Reach chapter 00. Okay. Let's watch through the credits. Let's think right now. But then I think I want to, but what happens if we restart the game? Does something new happen? Because it seems to be implying a cycle, right? The first chapter was called Birth and then Rebirth, right? And all the language around this, induction, right? The amniotic fluid, like this is all very birth baby imagery. Plus we saw the fetus itself with the creature. Is it taking the essence of the people that are being infected, they're sick, right? I don't know if it's like infecting them on purpose, but maybe it is, because most creatures survival most of the time, my brain, most of the time it's about survival, right? So if this creature is all alone, it's on the moon, maybe it was defending itself, but then it became about recreating a different version of itself. They said that the entity B, the 10-legged thing, was most likely female, and that there may or may not be a male partner. We never get to know that answer. What we do know is that there are humanoid entity A's, because they discovered that one first, that we're just calling it entity A, that are anatomically different from entity B, right? Meaning that they look different. They're bipedal, they stand up tall, they're more humanoid, right? But the last image that we saw of one of those things, it was looking at the screen and like petting the screen as if it were longing for that thing, right? Entity B. Could entity B be entity A's mom? And there's definitely a lot of religious imagery coming in, right? It ate the apple and it died. Eve ate the apple and sent humanity into whatever, right? It ate the apple and died. So maybe mom died, right? Entity B. These creatures are born of entity B, maybe through the use of humans, right? Like the human DNA, the human sickness. Maybe it melds with that creature to become, those creatures are basically the crossbreed between humans and that entity B creature. Also, I missed it entirely, but thank you for all of the people that made this amazing game. I know you guys were working on it for such a long time. Absolute dedication. Raw Fury for publishing, amazing, and sticking by creators that are dedicated to their projects. Seriously, seriously well done. Not only is it play amazing, the mechanics are amazing, the mystery is amazing, the sound design and just being continually hunted and watched and just having everything unfold, really incredible. It's well adapted from something that was in development since before Alien Isolation. Holy shit, it's really, really well done. You guys saw it. Anyway, back to our lore. We saw the timeline at the end there as well, right? So we are correct in assuming that it was different crews. Now we have 1970s crew, 1979. That was the last time the Prism crew was there. The crew that we joined in the 1990s, 1999 I think, right? They were sent to go figure out what happened to Prism crew. So that answers our original question is what were they doing on the moon? They were finding out what happened to Prism crew. And when John Cooper found out part of what happened, that video, that malfunction, right, that sent all the systems into freeze because it confirms what we thought, right? Whatever organization is funding this, whatever government or overarching corporation that was involved with both Prism and CANAL. Joust seems to just be the electronics. They seem to be aware of some of the events of the Prism crew. They sent in this second crew under the guise of a resort on the moon to go check out what happened to that original crew. They found out basically the same way of what happened to the original crew. But they had more emergency measures in place. The ASN and us, right? We sent in to go fix whatever that was happening with the system. All of us perished. And basically, 2025, it looks like they're either going to repeat it and send more people to figure this out, or they know and have full confirmation, and these systems were able to record enough and send it back to what's presumably Earth or some base system for them to put the pieces together. But there are 3 timelines of events. We experienced 1999, looking back at the 1978 and 79 timeline, and then the game ends in the modern day of looking through this. Could be potentially that this game is the tapes information that was sent back and we're playing a simulation of the events that may have happened. But given that they don't know entirely, maybe not, and we just got to experience that point of view, and there's nothing to do with simulation or anything, but just throwing it on the table because it's my brain. But back to the entities, it seems that entity A is an offspring of humans and that creature. And it's not necessarily any point of contact that's needed. It's that disease. It's this plant-like repopulating to potentially save itself, creating almost a parasitic type of relationship while you're sick, right? As humans get infected, you become compelled to carry out what is needed for this creature to survive. Very cordyceps in a way. And the very end there, when we see like this other astronaut, for lack of a better word, come out, cosmonaut I think is what they were calling him in the beginning, this other version of us maybe, and it flashed between that creature, entity A, and the suit, right? And it says, together we will endure. I endure through you, you endure through me. Implies that there's this sort of melding, this sort of combination of what we are, what we used to be, and whatever this creature is. It gives me very Annihilation vibes, where things are sort of fusing together, refracting together, and creating almost like new species out of those refractions or fusings. I don't know if that's 100%. My brain is completely reeling. It's got this recreation aspect, right? The end is the beginning is the end, this Ouroboros kind of trail, right? And I think that's what it implies there at the end as well, birth and then rebirth. We go in as the software engineer, we come out as changed, copied, transmuted by what happens in the canal, what happens with this disease, right? And it makes sense that it's almost maybe more of a transformation, and that it lures you with your own voice, right? Because it's basically saying you're not different, you're you, but you're also me, if that makes sense. It's not saying I'm taking over you, it's saying that we're gonna have this weird symbiotic relationship where it's like the both of us and our combination of it, like basically offspring, right? But it's a little bit less than that, because it's your body that gets changed, right? And like fused. Maybe this is what it takes for that creature to survive, right? Since we killed it, I mean, not on purpose, right? It choked on the apple, forbidden knowledge, all that jazz. It died, but it didn't really die, right? And everything that happened to the crew could be construed as revenge, but I don't get that feeling that it is. It feels more like this inevitable fusing. It's malicious because obviously we don't want to be infected, we don't want to be changed, right? That's, you know, humanity's self-preservation instinct, our survival instincts. Obviously, it feels malicious that way. It's surprisingly not conventionally violent, but it's violent in the way that there is no choice, right? It just gets you, infects you, and then takes over your mind, basically, so that you start doing what it asks. And it's confusing you, it's manipulating you, right? So that it comes from you, or it sounds like it comes from you, right? It's your voice saying, you're so close, don't give up, keep going, you need to do this, right? If it's you saying that, or what sounds like and seems like you, it seems less abrasive, right? Less of a violation. But it is, right? I don't know, I'm like torn between being like, this creature is like doing this on purpose from the get-go, or if this is you came into my territory, these are the consequences. Consequences aren't necessarily bad, right? The word just means something results of your actions. And this might just be the result of going into a new environment, a new place, and discovering something, and this is what happens, right? As opposed to, oh, we went there and it attacked us, right? Okay, I loved it. I'm still thinking through it. My brain's just, we're going through, okay? I'm really, really curious what you guys are gonna have to say in the comments of it, because it's open-ended enough that you can really dig here. So what happens? Is there a new game plus? Slot 1. Are you sure you want to overwrite? Yes? We'll find out if there's no new game plus. If there's not, then there's not. What happens? Does it change? The moon is full again. So far, all the same. But we can... My brain's going like 100 miles a minute. And I know that I need to like... Oh, I wish I could always just like take a little bit of time to think through stuff. The immediate reaction at the end, like you miss a lot of things because like you're not digesting it properly. You know? An ongoing cycle of natural actions and patterns. That's what I mean though. Where I mean, I don't want to say, that's what I mean when I'm saying, I don't know if it's like malicious. Like I don't think this was an attack on humanity, right? This was it feels like this just happened. Like it was nobody's fault. It was not directed at us, but it happened. Does that make sense? Because the alien in Aliens, right, in the franchise, like it's an aggressor, right? It hunts you.
We started this journey together, chasing the unknown.
That's how it starts, which makes sense.
Seeking what we could not see.
That's humanity going for this.
But now, we're lost.
Right, we're in over our heads. The flower grows. This is all the same so far. Are we alive? So we came here, this is automated. We've got no name. Senior software engineer. Yep. It's all the same. Okay, so this is not a new game plus or anything like that. Interesting. Okay. Well, I think that answers our question. Okay. So the end, right? But it's worth seeing that opening cutscene again, if anything, because the flower grows, and then at the end, the flower dies, right? But in the video, it loops, right? And then the ending chapter title, right, 00, rebirth, right, implies that it dies to come back again, right? The way that flowers and plants go, right, it fruits the pollen, they, pollinates the seeds, they get blown to the wind, they go grow somewhere, right? Eventually it dies, but not without seeding what it needed to repopulate itself, right? And I think that is what they're implying with the entity that is on the moon, right? And I think that voiceover encapsulates our initial perspective of it, right? We went to the moon out of curiosity, exploration, because that's what we do, right? While we were up there, we found something that we could not comprehend, right? That we tried to and ultimately failed to because we got lost in the finding and discovering of it. And I think it implies that it's not supposed to be a targeted, malevolent action. It's violent in how it happens, right? That there is no choice, right? These people didn't ask or consent or anything to be sick or pollinated or whatever would have you, that whatever happened to them, right? Where their mind gets like taken over and you start doing things that are not really your own actions. It's you doing them. You think or perceive that it might be you saying it, but it's not, right? And if given the choice, I think most humans would be like, no, thank you, right? But I don't get the feeling that that process is a targeted one, and that it is something that basically just kind of happened, and there's nothing that we can do about it. And we don't even know if that creature intended for that to happen, right? It died, presumably, choked on the apple, probably exploring on its own, right? If you go with the symbolism, the imagery, the motifs, the religious imagery, right? It was exploring the human base and looking at our own organic processes, the tree growing, the apples that are fruiting from it, right? And it took a bite and choked to death, right? Whereas we explored the moon and we died contracting other bacteria, other viruses, whatever it is, on the moon, right? We didn't mean to kill that creature. It, or whatever this is, didn't maybe mean to kill us. And maybe killing is a too far of a vocabulary word. It's really weird trying to comprehend things that are like very abstract, I suppose. But maybe it didn't mean to kill us, not quite the word, meaning that like we evolved, basically. And it almost makes me think that those creatures down there, the entity A's, are the crew members, the ones that managed to complete the process, right? We found a few bodies that just succumbed to death, right? The symptoms, they couldn't make it past the beginning stages, the illness, right? Those are the bodies on the floor. They coughed, they go into cardiac arrest, whatever, what have you, right? We found some of the bodies just laying around the hallway, fruiting more, sprouting the vines or whatever, trying to get life, trying to get access that we don't know what is. Just know that the body, like something was sprouting out of the body, right? What John Cooper experienced. I mean, there's a part of me that was almost like, did they turn into flowers? Maybe some of them did. Like maybe that is just the result of like some of the bodies and their chemical makeup, right? Their medical history and whatever. Maybe they did turn into fucking flowers. But I think that it's more of just a survival of the fittest in a way where, you know, the humans that managed to make it through the rest of the process turned into one of those creatures, maybe. And I don't know if it's a literal, we transformed, our body physically transformed into those creatures, and, you know, only a few of the crew members were able to make it to that final stage, or if it was like we passed on the last of what was us into something else that became those creatures. And the final scene where, you know, that almost man-made egg combined with the CANAL's whole thing, and out comes this other cosmonaut, right? We saw, I think, what we wanted to see, which was basically a version of ourselves, the cosmonaut, right? We see the suit, but it kept flashing to the other creature. So I wonder if it was our way of saying, like, that's us in that entity A, and we finally transformed into that, which implies that it is a physical transformation process. You see me still trying to process stuff? That's what's hard about trying to give your thoughts and conclusions at the end after, like, full, immediately getting all the information dumped on you. Whereas, like, you know, in a couple hours, like, once I'm editing stuff and I chat with you guys and you have the conversation, like, then the real, like, answers start to come through. But all in the immediacy of the moment, it's so hard. And this game, I think, is conceptually very interesting because you always want to place it, like, out of habit, out of, like, what we've seen before in other games. Like, you want to place it in something that you know, right? We're like, oh, well, this is an alien that's coming after us and transforming us and just ripping out of us and all that jazz. And it's not that, but it's also not, you know, this, like, peaceful process or whatever. Obviously, it's painful to witness the degradation of ourselves and coming to the conclusion that we have been losing our mind slowly, where we started out going, okay, well, what's going on this base, right? Just the way that we wake up, like, reaching, like, oh my god, you know, that moment going towards, okay, go fix things around the ASN, and slowly doing what you think is your job, evolving that mindset, realizing that you're only doing all of this so that you can get to the canal, right? That from the get-go you were doomed is fascinating as hell. And it's really compelling because it's so different. This is literally us waking up, probably already infected, and at first thinking that we're just doing our job, trying to figure out what's going on here, and slowly realizing that our mind isn't our own, that we are following and slowly degrading just because of that. That's just what happens with this, for lack of a better word, disease, this transformation, I guess. That we are either slowly losing our mind or we have already lost our mind, but it is all an action. We are just progressing towards this ending, this fusing something or other, right? It's fascinating, and I love the way that they did this. It's very compelling, it's very interesting. It is thinking about stuff in ways that I think we're not used to thinking about. And I love that because it's such a challenge. It's such an exercise for the mind. There's so many possibilities. You don't get all the answers, but you get enough to be able to put it together, because that's often how life goes, right? You can surmise a lot of things, a lot of answers. You can get very close, but very rarely do you get 100% closure for stuff. You know, it was daunting. It had some good scares in it, but it didn't rely on it. It relied more on atmospheric, the sort of dread that's going on, and the mystery of it, right? Figure out what's going on. Do this. Why are we doing this? Figuring out why you are doing this and realizing that you don't have a choice is fascinating. And it's not a Stanley Parable type of thing like, oh, I'm just going to belligerently not do this or whatever. It is coming to the conclusion that your mind is not your own, that it's not acting alone, that it is in fact together, right? That this voice that's speaking to you that is yours, that you perceive to be yours, and you never speak, right? You have to come to those conclusions on your own. I could be wildly off the mark, for sure. But, you know, I think that the way that information and events unfold in this game was phenomenal. I enjoyed how manual it was, both in mechanics and in thought. I enjoyed just going and figuring it out one to the next. They gave you enough that if you got stuck, you could get unstuck, but they didn't hit you over the head with anything like, oh, do this, then do this, then do this. None of that was happening. So well done that it made it easy to follow, easy to do, but it felt entirely like you were figuring it out as you go. That is masterful game mechanics, in my opinion. That is masterfully crafting a game and a story. I mean, the dedication and time put into this game really paid off. Lunar Software, congratulations on a game well done. I am flabbergasted, amazed, and allured, and absolutely reeling from an amazingly well done game. I hope you guys like this as much as I did. I would be really curious to see what you guys think of this game. What are your theories? Am I barking up the right tree? Am I barking up the wrong tree? What do you guys think? I would love to know. I would love to be able to talk about this game and just go through it. I bet there's a lot of amazing theories online. I can finally go watch them and read them and figure out what the fuck other people think. And what an amazing exercise in thought, in exploration, and fascination of the unknown, which is simultaneously our biggest draw, where our curiosity leads us to, and also one of our biggest fears as humanity. And I love that they use that for us and against us in this game, if that makes sense. If you guys are looking for other games that are similar but different to this, I don't know what I can quite recommend here, but I can definitely tell you to check out Fort Solace. You explore an abandoned base on Mars, and then The Invincible, which is based off a Polish book series. You go down to a planet where you know other people have disappeared. Things have gone completely haywire. It's that kind of space exploration into the unknown. Check those out. I don't think they're as popular as well known. Good luck for the next space adventure. I will see you guys in the next one.